Well, good afternoon, everyone. Dr. Jacqueline King, and I am here with the amazing Dr. David Ajibade. You can smile, Dr. Ajibade.
Hello.
he he has been such a blessing to BWE and the women that come on the platform. So for Breast Cancer Awareness Month, he is doing a four-part series on what every Black woman needs to know about breast cancer that is going to be exclusively on our platform, which is blackwomenempowered.net. And he's going to have slides and four-part series. So we just came in to give you, thank you. Hi, Sheila. Yeah, go ahead and type when you come in where you're coming from. The queens, I ask you to share this broadcast with your sister queens because they're going to want to catch this. They're going to want to catch this broadcast. I tell you, it's going to be a blessing. So, Dr. Ajibade, what is it that you're going to go over? Give us some snippets of what Black women need to know that makes them unique as far as breast cancer awareness.
Okay, well, thank you, Dr. King. Hello, everyone. So it's a four-part series, like you said, but the objective is to first of all, I'm thinking about two or three objectives. One is to demystify cancer. It is, yes, it's a killer. We all know that. But it's not that big bad wolf that's going to huff and puff and blow your house down no matter what you do. There are principles that are involved. There are things that you can do wherever you are in the world to help increase the likelihood of your survival against cancer. And so we want to work on that inner game, but we also want to work on the, excuse me, we also want to work on the outer game as well, because you need to know the steps, exactly what steps that you should take before you get cancer, if you get cancer, God forbid, and while you're getting treatment. You got to know how to interact with your doctor, with your healthcare professional. You got to know how to treat your body, what nutrients to take, what foods to avoid, what supplements to take, how to encourage yourself. We're also going to talk about this whole thing about relationships. This more than any time. When you're going through cancer treatment or you've been diagnosed with cancer, you need to be able to reach out to other people like you and other people who can support you in this journey, because you should not be doing it alone. So we'll be going through, like the first part is basically just an introduction on why Blacks have it worst when it comes to cancer, especially breast cancer. And there are some genetic reasons for that, but there are also lifestyle reasons for that and environmental reasons for that. So we're going to try and break that down. The second one is cancer, what I call cancer 101, which is basically how cancer happens in the body. And if you see the process and you can understand what triggers the eventual turn from a normal cell to a cancerous cell, I think you'll be more, you see that it's not as mysterious as that. You can see how you can address it and prevent it. And number three, how to prevent what you should be doing on a regular basis. Because let's face it, folks, you are at a higher risk of breast cancer than any other race on the planet. Any other race. And so it just makes a lot of sense that you live with that consciousness. Not that you should be afraid of it, but that you should understand what to do and to on a daily basis to prevent it. And we also need to teach your children and grandchildren about that, your granddaughters, that is. And number four, what happens when when you've been diagnosed. Once you've started treatment, how to interact with your doctor, like I said earlier, what to take, what not to take, and things to increase the chances of your long-term survival. So those are very, very important points. I hope we'll get through them during this period.
That's great. That's great. We're excited that you are going to be doing this for our private network, blackwomenempowered.net. I have a quick question because I was on, I don't know if you thought, I was on with Dr. Joyce Haddon last night. And I don't know if you know, I recently interviewed Dr. Matthew Knowles, who is the father of Beyonce and Solange, and he was diagnosed with breast cancer. How likely is it that a man will get breast cancer, and how is it detected? The same way?
Yeah, pretty much the same way. A lump that's in your breast that you hadn't seen before, and that's why it's so important for everybody, to, especially women, to be checking their breasts at least once a month. Be familiar with your breast anatomy and how it feels, how it moves, how the skin is above it and all that. With men, it's a lot less common. I mean, throughout my career, I never saw one breast cancer who was a man. So it's highly uncommon. But again, the principles are the same thing. If you have a swelling that wasn't there before, you should not ignore it. You gotta look into it and find out, get medical attention.
Are there, I mean, I know we do the self-examination, but are there any other symptoms that they can look for or we can look for as far as breast cancer?
Other than changes in your breast, changes in your armpits, the lymph nodes in your axilla, weight loss for no reason at all, maybe even night sweats, or even changes in your menstrual cycles. So they're just again, that's why it's so important for you to know what is normal where your body is concerned and have a high index of suspicion so that you can catch and nip things in the bud.
Night sweats. Now, see, now that's a whole nother ball game because women who are going through menopause typically experience night sweats. So that would be hard to determine whether you're having you have breast cancer or you're having menopause.
Right. So it shouldn't be seen in isolation. I mean, if you've been having night sweats for a while, that's not gonna be a red flag. But if it's in connection with a swelling or bleeding out of your breasts, your nipples, excuse me, or changing the skin coloration, or even other things related to the female anatomy, those are things that may point to that night sweats not being exactly benign.
Yeah, that's something. And so I know I saw a woman this morning that was diagnosed with that one that's coming out now that's, and I can't remember the name of it. You might be able to help me. It's like a double breast cancer. I don't know what the terminology is. Do you know what I'm talking about?
You mean like
I'm
triple negative or double
not
muscle?
really sure. It might be, but anyway, she was diagnosed and her kids were like 5 and 4. But basically, um, a lot of people are like in denial. They don't want to go get tested. I have an aunt that passed away from breast cancer, and she was in her 50s, and her husband actually found the lump. How crazy is that? And she knew it, but she didn't want to tell him, and she didn't want to tell her family, and she didn't want to get checked. She died. She died at in her mid 50s. So talk about how important it is to get early diagnosis.
Absolutely. And a big shout out to husbands. Good job, husband, for catching that. It's so important. I think it's a cultural thing. It's. I mean, even back in Nigeria and other African countries, I don't know what it is about us, but we just don't like hearing bad news. I have other examples of people who are really close to me. My career started in oncology, treating cancer patients. That's really what
Really?
set me off doing what the things I'm doing today. And people who know me, I mean, I had a close friend. She's gone now. I had a close friend who she never told me she had cancer. Hers wasn't breast cancer. I think it was ovarian cancer. She never told me. All she would do was would say, "Oh, she needed one particular supplement I was giving her," and she was like, "Oh, it made her feel so good, so much better," and I would provide her with it and all that. And she would just from time to time she would just call to ask for this tip or that health tip or that. I had no idea that she was dealing with terminal cancer. Finally, she calls me in the from the emergency room saying, "Oh, she's in pain and da 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 da." As soon as I walk in to see her, I could tell because we've seen so many. I could tell just from looking at her that she had cancer, but I had no clue. She never told me. All she wanted to do was take the supplements. And I think there's also the whole religious. I don't know how to put it, but this whole thing that if
Faith
you
in God and don't worry about seeing a doctor, right?
right. That you just somehow, if you think you have a breast cancer or any kind of cancer, just pray about it. Your faith is going to pull you through, and you don't tell anybody because if you tell anybody, you don't have faith. You are admitting that you don't have faith and that God can't help you. And people stick to that and stick to that and stick to that until it's too late. And I mean, of course, we believe in God, believe in Jesus Christ. but there's also a place for common sense as well. And I think too much of the time, even people that we consider to be wise people tend to falter where this is concerned, and it's shocking. It's really shocking to me. I've lost another good friend to breast cancer specifically. She wouldn't tell anybody, including her daughters, until it was too late. So I think it is very, very important that that people, especially Black women, be aware about this and take responsibility. You're not doing anybody favors by trying to go it alone. Nobody favors. In fact, you put everybody in a worse shape when you leave because you didn't take this thing as seriously as you should. So very important point. Thank you for bringing that up.
So everyone knows BWE really cares. We've actually been advocates for breast cancer awareness for ever since we started. That'll be 10 years in November. So please, please, please get your mammograms, get checked. And I don't know how you feel about mammograms, but I've been getting mine forever. But
It's a good
please
thing.
take care of yourself. I get the 3D one actually.
Oh, great. Better.
And have been getting the 3D one for probably about 4 or 5 years now. But so the queens that follow us, first of all, if you want to see Dr. Ajibade's presentation, you have to go over to blackwomenpower.net. It should be up there shortly. We also have Dr. Lotson is doing a presentation this month on leadership. But we want you to take care of yourself. That's why we do this. We come on. Dr. Ajibade has done a lot of videos for us and a lot of teaching, and we are just blessed to have him on our team. And Dr. Ajibade, we really thank you so much for your knowledge and all the work that you do. Talk about your foundation. Tell them how they can contact you and all that stuff. I don't think I've ever told you to do that, but you need to let them know how they can follow you if they want supplements or whatever it is. Give them your information.
Well, thank you. Absolutely. So our foundation is called the Brain and Body Foundation, the Brain and Body Foundation. And we deal a lot with different. Our goal is to be able to help reach anybody on any part of the world who has any kind of condition, whether it's a brain condition or cancerous condition, and at least show them what they can do where they are to help take control of their health. Our main focus now is sickle cell disease, which is primarily a Black condition. And of course, Nigeria, having the most number of Black people on the planet, has the most number of sickle cell disease. Every year, over 200,000 kids are born with sickle cell disease disorder, some people call it. Less than half of them will reach their 5th birthday, and those who survive, many of them live in severe pain, severe discomfort. I like to say it's like having terminal cancer with occasional bouts, maybe once a week, once a month, of the shingles. So think about those two extreme cases. And that's a lot of kids have to live and survive with. But through our work back in Nigeria, we've been able to find out that simple nutrients, specific nutrients given in specific amounts and given at the right time, could make a huge difference. In fact, in many cases, these kids pretty much live normal lives. As in no pain, no fatigue, no nothing, simply by giving them the right kind of nutrients. And we've been fortunate to be able to find that. So I am in the US now. We're trying to raise awareness and funds to do research within government hospitals to carry the same results that we have been seeing in our foundation, to reproduce those results in government institutions so that they, in turn, doctors and healthcare professionals all over the nation, can change the way they are treating kids with sickle cell disease. And I believe that once we do that 6-month project, we'll be able to have the data and the ammunition to present to the government to make that change. And in that process, we'll be able to save a lot of lives. So on our website, brainandbodyfoundation.org, we're taking donations and contributions. It's very easy to get it. To donate, just text to this number, 44321. Easy, 44321, 4321, but the 2 4s at the beginning, and to SCD. Just type SCD, sickle cell disease, just SCD, to that number, and you'll be able to donate. We'll appreciate anything you can give us. but most especially if you can give us on a monthly basis, because that helps us to plan better from on a month by month thing. And on our website you will see our game plan. There are 4 steps, 4 things I want to do where Sickle Cell is concerned, and on our website you should be able to see that. Thank you.
Yes, and if there are any millionaires out there that just want to donate millions of dollars or $1 million or $500,000, we'll take that too.
Amen. Absolutely.
So anyway, we're not going to be on there long. Dr. Ajibade, thank you so much. Is there anything that you want to close with? Again, if you want to catch the entire 4-part series, go over to blackwomenempowered.net. It is streaming across the bottom of the screen. You can go over there and join, and you'll be able to take advantage of all of our master classes, as well as network with women from all over the United States and global. You'll be able to share your business, your blogs, your ministry, encouragement, whatever it is. That's what we do. I always say we're stronger together. I'd love to see you over there. So go over to blackwomenempowered.net and sign up today. Any closing words, Dr. Ajibade?
No, thank you for the privilege of being able to share this information with your people, and I hope everybody makes the point to join us.
Thank you so much, sir, and thank you, everybody. There's a lot of typing going on. I didn't read. Let's see what we have. We have Rose and we have Jacqueline. What a lovely name, Jacqueline. I had to do it. Yeah, so there's a few people that are joining us. Share the broadcast. We want to make sure that our sisters are safe and, have the information that they need to live a healthy life. And if they are experiencing issues with their breasts, that they have the information that they need to go and get help, go and get medical treatment that doesn't affect their faith. God created doctors for a reason. So that is the resource. And the Bible says that, works without deeds. You have to do something. You have to do something. You can't just sit there and pray. You got to move. You got to get help. And that's why we bring on people like Dr. Ajibade. The sisters, Dr. Mercy will be on tomorrow. She'll be talking again about COVID. And Dr. Susan, they come on every Friday. They alternate. So we bring you some great information. And don't forget, we do have our 10-year anniversary coming up in November. We're having a praise-a-thon, and Dr. Bishop Whitaker and I went live to talk about that yesterday. We want to see you on there. Until the next time, God bless you and be safe. And get the COVID shot. I know you.